Well, we made it. It is officially 2021. And as we dive into the new year and say good riddance to the chaos that was 2020, we want to get a better idea on how our lives will look in a post-pandemic world. Well, joining us this morning with her predictions is global trend spotter Marian Salzman. Good morning to you, Marian.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Yes. And so, one of the biggest things this year was the way people worked. So many people were working from home. What are we expecting to see this year as, hopefully more people get the vaccine and can return to some traditional sort of environment?
So I think we're going to see a year that's going to be completely bifurcated. The first half of the year is going to be 2020 extended in terms of so many of those COVID rituals that we've all experienced, ordering from home, wearing masks, being very conscious of whom we are social distance with. And then the second half of the year, I see sort of an irrational exuberance, people getting out, embracing as much experience as possible. For the first time, I think we're going to see kids ecstatic about going back to school. So back to school 2021 is going to be a frenzy for families and kids who are just so grateful to go back into a traditional classroom. Even though I do believe that the workplace and school is never going to be completely the same, I think we're going to have a lot more interactions like we're having now by a screen. But I think it's going to be a very happy second half of the year, assuming everything goes as scheduled.
Yeah, I think you're right about how, we have seen that this whole Zoom thing or whatever, medium you're using can actually have some positive benefits to it too, right? It sounds like some people are going to change how they work permanently or work out or do a lot of things that they would normally do in person.
I think that what the Zoom has done, or Zooming has done, is really give us a lot more control. For one thing, we're living a 24-hour day right now. So I happen to be a morning person. So at 4 in the morning, I'm doing 19 things that I couldn't do in the past. And at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I might just be on the couch under a duvet taking a nap. And you're kind of bundling your life into the way you want to live it. And I think you're going to see more and more of that. People feeling a greater sense of control because we're no longer going to be living on an agrarian clock. It's not going to be rise with the sun and return home when it gets dark.
Right. Yeah. A lot of digital influences and changes to our world, it seems like.
And I think a lot more connectivity with other people. I mean, I know for one thing, as bad as it's been to go through quarantines and lockdowns, I visited with more people through the screen in the last 6 or 9 months than I probably did in the previous 5 years, because you can say, I want to meet with a friend in Boise. I want to meet with a friend in Paris, schedule a time and have something. It's not as fulfilling as giving them a hug, but it's a lot more fulfilling than a phone call.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely a thing. I know I have one daughter who really misses school because she misses that real connection with people, because it's different than, doing it through a computer screen.
I don't think we can just live through a computer screen.
Yeah.
I think these 9 months taught us that, but I think a computer screen is a really nice complement to your face-to-face life.
Yeah, we had a tech segment last week about drones and droids and robots doing everything. It seems like we're going to see more of that as the year goes on.
I think we are. I think we're going to see our packages oftentimes delivered right to our front door by a drone. I think we've all become Amazon addicts, if you would, or addicts of home delivery, and I think that's going to continue. And I think we're going to see very different delivery systems bringing us our goods.
Yes, yeah. Internet orders have been kind of huge. I know, I feel like the Amazon trucks are just constantly zipping around the neighborhood. What have we seen, or what are we going to see as far as just, culture changes and some of the essential needs that we have?
So one thing I think you're seeing is adults being much more interested in upskilling, both upskilling to maintain their professional relevance, but also to learn new skills. I think DIY has gone through the stratosphere during this time. We've all painted a room. We've all arranged a home office, a home classroom. I think we've become much more interested in gardening and raising some of our own food. And I think all of those things are going to continue. And they're things that make us feel active and engaged, like we're sort of taking control of our lives.
Yeah, I think you are right. I now own 5 saws, like a table saw and a miter saw, because of the DIY thing. If you would have asked me a year ago, I never would have thought that was possible. So you're spot on with a lot of that. Well, thank you for your insight, Marian. We hope you have a great morning. And again, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, and to learn more about Marion's post-pandemic trend predictions, of course, we'll put a link to her report on KOIN.com.